hang on, Trippy. I'm just seeing if this was the issue because um seriously, like I'm like really miffed that like you know what's it called?
Baby, you choose to live in this complicated world with me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Shrimpy. Okay, I think I figured the issue out, and if that's the case, then I'm kind of annoyed, but if this is gonna work, might as well, go ahead and stream. And I'm sorry, I'll move the microphone back because unfortunately I don't think it was an issue with what's it called with my computer. It's an issue with my internet because I was on the lower internet that's supposed to be reliable, not supposed to drop you, but it dropped me. So um let's go ahead. You know what? I won't share the link again, but I'll just post in Discord. Uh, yeah, I think it's not dropping now. It was dropping frames like like 1 minute in, 2 minute in, and I was confused. I didn't know what the problem was. So yeah, I figured it out now, and now it's better. Are you still here, Shrimpy? So, because yeah, now everything should be fine. Okay. Well, anyway, what was I gonna say? We can go ahead and start. Get the formalities out of the way. Um, hang on, I gotta type that in. Shin's chat as well because I feel bad. Yeah, but it crashes as well. Like last time I was streaming just guitar in general, it was crashing a lot. It was consistently dropping frames to the point where the stream was crashing and I didn't know what was up, and I think it was like Fire and Soap and a couple others were there, and yeah, that was just the problem in general was just the frames kept on getting to the point where stream just was crashing. So that was my main issue. So other than that, we can go ahead. So again, shout out to Shin the Legend. He's one of my moderators. He helps me out a lot. We talk about mental health every now and then, and he's a good friend. So if you could follow him, that'd be great. Um, and shout out for Shrimpy. Shrimpy's one of my mods. He helps me out a lot. And we talk about mental health every now and then. So if you could go ahead and follow him as well, that'd be great. Oops. Um, if you are in Fiverr as well, if you could support Jessica 200,000 112, I think. She does wonderful work, and if you could support her, it'd be great. Also, if you could support Gina, she does fabulous work, and I think it would be great if you could support her as well. Other than that, what we'll start to do is we will go ahead with Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is what's it called? It's I know it's like it's got a bad reputation in general, but it's something where I think it's it's a lot of people give just because it's one of those things where I think it's fun or popular to be negative to something, and Dynasty Warriors is consistently punching bag, and I kind of understand it because it's like I know it's like there's a term for it. I think recently it's like or I don't know what the term is, but it's just sometimes a lot of people think it's popular to just um gosh, what's it called, to hate to to be to be negative towards something, and just they think it's funny, and but then when you ask them about it, you're like, they go like, well, isn't it bad? And you're like, well, have you tried it? And then they usually have nothing. Like, and then so yeah, from what I remember, Dynasty Warriors uh is pretty solid. From what I remember, it's the series more or less started off as a series of strategy games first, um, based on the Three Kingdoms era of China. Um, so they started as strategy games, and then the first Dynasty Warriors released was a fighting game. It was a one-on-one fighting game, kind of not or kind of similar to like Tekken or Soul Calibur. Um, Oddly enough, a lot of characters that are usually mainstays of the franchise, they were secret characters. Like there's a guy called Cow Cow, and he's apparently his name was you. They say it later like Sao Sao or something like that, but it's just funny that they said that so later for the English cast. We'll get to the English cast. The English cast, I almost prefer, not just because it's not to be racist or anything like that, but it's just I feel like again the English voice actors make it more memorable by how goofy it is. With Japanese, it's like kind of like almost par for the course. Well, I mean for me, but anyway, but yeah, Dynasty Warriors 1 started off as a fighting game. It was named something completely different in Japan. I can't remember. I think it's like Shin Muso Warriors or something like that. And then Dynasty Warriors 1 is a number further than what's it called? I can't think of it. Yeah, it's a number further, but because since it was called something different in Japan, they numbered the fighting game 1, and then they go on from there. So then Dynasty Warriors 2 and all that. So technically in the West they're up to 9. Technically in Japan they're at 8. That's still gnarly. Dynasty Warriors 1 also had, besides secret characters, Cao Cao, Alube. They also had the one thing that you probably know from not Fantasy Star. My bad. I was thinking of other franchises that not a lot of people know about. But also Lubu, Diao Shan, and or Dio Chan. I don't know. Nobunaga Oda, which is from Japan and not applicable to the Three Kingdoms era or whatever of China. They wanted to do that. And a parody character, I think, based on Toyotomi Hideyoshi called Tokido. I think it was like something about like a toy version of him or something like that. It's some like parody mascot character almost, and those are the secret characters of the first game. I swear the only Dynasty Warriors I played, I swear a rental version, or I swear one rental version from a Hollywood Video slash, yeah, it was Hollywood Video. I think at the time it was Dynasty Warriors 4, and then oddly enough, I played Dynasty Warriors Xtreme Legends 5. Yeah, Xtreme Legends is a great subtitle because like they're already legendary. How can they be extreme? And I looked it up, and extreme is misspelled, but I think it's absolutely funny. Dynasty Warriors 5 Xtreme Legends or Xtreme Legends 5, I don't remember. Is actually pretty good because you have create a character, and also you have what's it called? You have a little story mode where you like rise through the ranks as a soldier. It's only like 5 stages, but it's still like it's better than nothing. They kind of have that in later Dynasty Warriors, but I kind of, if you're on the bargain hunt for like Dynasty Warriors games, you can to what's it called that you want to try yourself and so on. What's it called? I think Dynasty Warriors 5 Xtreme Legends is a good sell. It looks good relatively for its time. Again, I know it's like for a detractor about Dynasty Warriors, a lot of people probably would say it's ugly, but it looks okay compared to some of the I would say earlier Xbox games, earliest PS2, Xbox, and GameCube games as well. So it looks fine. So yeah, Dynasty Warriors Xtreme Legends also has extreme mode for to see how far you get by equipping yourself with armor and additional weapons and consumables like health and all that, or consumables slash power-ups. It also has a couple of bonus modes where it's like see how many you can defeat against the clock, and so yeah, I would recommend Xtreme Legends if you can find it. I would also say I really enjoy if you can find Dynasty Warriors 7. Dynasty Warriors 7 is they have, I think it's for like maybe the first time, I don't know, but they also have another story mode, but it's almost like it's pretty good, honestly. And they have English voice actors, but they're not super goofy like the previous ones. And I think Dynasty Warriors 7 released on Steam probably, or I would imagine so, and also with the Xbox 360. I would imagine there was a PS3 or PS4 version as well. Or not, probably PS3 version as well, but Dynasty Warriors 7 also has, when you upgrade characters, you get additional supers. So there's really funny ones, like one of the fat guys from the blue group or whatever, from the Blue Man group. I think his name is like Zuzu or something like that. he has some super where like he tosses in the guy he's fighting like a volleyball, and he keeps on smacking it back and forth. So it's that one's kind of funny. There's this lady I think called Yu Yi from the Green group. I think she's a wife of Yugi Liang or whatever. Um, she has this super where she like sends trains out, and I thought that was so funny that like I'm glad they repurposed it in later games, because that's like the best super. You send out these like mini like trains going at people and they eventually explode, but it looks hilarious. I can't like I can't like promote it enough. Um, Other than that, I can't think of any other alternate supers that'd be really like funny or entertaining. Those are the only ones I can remember, honestly, because like there are additional supers, but again they're like kind of like they're kind of roll in the same thing. They are more or less what's it called? Some of them are good, like they're all like aerial supers and all that, so it's kind of cool. I keep on calling them supers when it's just the Muso bar or whatever, but I think again that's what they're called in Japan or whatever, like Shin Muso or whatever. I think in for Samurai Warriors, and that's another series that's part of Dynasty Warriors as well. It's called like Shin Sengoku or Sengoku Muso or something like that. Because the Sengoku area or era in Japan was when predominantly most samurai were famous or popular. So, um, anyway, that's another one I like to focus on. Samurai Warriors. Samurai Warriors is pretty solid. It has one of my favorite characters, Jinchio. Um, Mostly, or not just mostly, because she has the thunder element, but also some of her combos can get gnarly. Um, Also, Samurai Warriors, I would say, also going into Warriors Orochi, um, again, like some of the English voice actors are really like goofy. I think there's a guy called Imagawa Toyotomi or something like that. And I got you, Shrimpy. No, you're right. I think you're right. Four was on yeah, Xbox, and I think it's like I kind of remember four uh four had a very limited like base character to pick from, so I think it's like for like things I remember a lot is like again like some of the like awful like English voice actors, and that's like from Xtreme Legends. There's also like normal scenarios you can play, based on historical context and all that. And I think it's like I remember like the words of go the raid on Yangping Gate or whatever, and it's Lu Bu, and Lu Bu is like the he's a mega boss, he's a super boss, so that's one thing people should remember is it's Lu Bu. And uh what else? So yeah, there's a lot of funny things from the English voice actors. I would even say so for if you ever tried Dynasty Warriors Gundam. Dynasty Warriors Gundam is, I would say, okay. Again, it's like I think like Gundam had a lot of like the funniest thing is like I swear even with like spin-offs of popular companies like like Mario, Mario, any of the Mario sports or Mario Kart, that's when the spin-offs, and that's where they get like they do the best, because they don't have to adhere to the base Mario games or whatever. So that's when it gets cool and interesting and fun. Um, but anyway, what I was gonna say with Gundam is Gundam. They again, they for the English voice actors, they reuse some of so many of the lines. So like, if you fight those guys in I think Amuro's story, the guys who are, I think, the Texan Black Star Gang or something like that. I don't remember, but they have like these hick voices, and like every time you beat them, they're like, "Did you just step on me? Oh, you evaded the jet stream attack." And it's they say that even when you aren't Amuro, and that's really goofy. Char Azimuth says, "Let the purge begin." If you're Domon Cash, you're gonna hear this a million times. Gundam International Fight Treaty 3, a unit who said is destroyed is disqualified. There's some guy, I think that's from one of the other like Gundam series after that, he says, "I'll mash you like potatoes." And I think there's a guy called Judo Ashita or whatever who says, "Oh man, you're cooked and served." And I'm like, where do they come up with these lines? It's great. It's awful and great at the same time. And then yeah, they get annoying, and you just have to kind of tune them out. Gundam International Fight Treaty turns up so many times. It's amazingly dumb. So, so yeah, the English voice actors, they get really ridiculous. Again, like I was saying with the guy in Samurai Warriors, his name is like Yoshimoto Imagawa. There we go. And I think that's his name. And he has like the white makeup on, like kind of like English hierarchy, or geishas, or whatever, Oregon hierarchy or Japanese hierarchy. Anyway, but also he's really ridiculous because he plays this soccer-esque game called like Kimari, and the voice actor makes his voice really high pitched, and he's like, "Oh, you can't defeat me. I defeat you." And it's great if you ever listen to it. But yeah, he's a fat guy too, and he has this he has this like thin sword or whatever. But yeah, he sounds the most ridiculous person if you ever hear it. In fact, let me see real quick if there is a what's it called? A voice sample of him. Wario Zos. Boo. I don't think they have. I don't know if they have it. I'm bummed. Let's see real quick, cuz this might be it, but oh my, and now that I think about this is the second game, they just titled it like the Japan one, so not the West one, which gets confusing. Not not to be rude, but just label it the West one, so we, or at least
No,
Kanji.
I did not expect to see you here. Their defenses are paper thin. Rip through them. Here is where you wither and die.
Listen to this guy.
Oh, wow. Is my love already here?
Enemy reinforcements have been delayed.
He says, ah! And like, ah! And it's just, it's really ridiculous. But no, you're right. Same thing when I was talking about Japanese rock bands. I was really concerned I was gonna get but I didn't save the video, so I figure. But no, you're right. That was pretty close, so I might have to edit that one out. So, so kind of what I was gonna say is, the English voice actors added like awful magic to it by making it goofy, and that you kind of expect that. And what's it called? It's almost like hang on. I don't want to pull it up right now. But like as time went on, unfortunately, Japanese voice actors were hired, duh, type thing. But no, you're right. I have to be careful about the Twitch DMC takedowns. Also, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think I was gonna say as odd as Dynasty Warriors 9/8 in Japan or whatever. It's really weird, or it's crazy / weird. They kind of going in they were kind of going in the trend of like open world games, so you can drive your horse all over China or whatever. Yeah, the correct word is drive your horse over China. But yeah, it's like, I think it's like Dynasty Warriors looked at all the trends like, oh, all these games are going open world now, let's try our hand at going open world. So, it's not, it's a weird idea, or not a weird idea, but again, it's not too bad. Again, it's like Dynasty Warriors 7 and 9, and sorry, I didn't play 8. They've been trying, like, even more so to have a more storytelling element and be, like, more taken seriously. Even same thing with Dynasty Warriors 6. Dynasty Warriors 6 is even, I never played it, but I remember that was, like, a big turning point for the franchise. They, not just had a lot of character redesigns, but also it's, like, you could climb up archer towers, you can swim in the rivers. So it's getting like, where it's like water's usually a video game death, or, it's impassable. You could just do that stuff now. So they added a lot of basic stuff that's pretty nice. Other than that, I think the only other thing I was going to talk about is, again, Dynasty Warriors Gundam. Unfortunately, I think they only put Gundam 2 on Xbox 360. I think they started to move away. They put the last one on PS3/PS4. They had if you ever tried out Fire Emblem Warriors, I think it's good. I just wish they added the GameCube characters. Hyrule Warriors was probably one of the better spin-offs of Dynasty Warriors. Specifically, Hyrule Warriors is a spin-off of Destiny, or not Destiny, is a spin-off of Dynasty Warriors, and Dynasty Warriors is a spin-off of their strategy game, Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Anyway, Hyrule Warriors is pretty good because, so many franchises are, you're stuck as the main character, which again is a weird odd sin is, and you don't have a chance to be other characters that you possibly wanted to be. So unfortunately, speaking and all that, Hyrule Warriors is great because so many of the other franchise characters, franchise of Legend of Zelda characters, you get a chance to play as, and they're continuing that trend with Dynasty Warriors, or Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity or whatever, and I think that's great that that Nintendo was like, oh, they had a second chance. Wait, what do you mean about the store? And now that you mention it, I'll screen cap that because I don't want to forget. Sorry, real quick. Does it show you? No, I think it does. Okay, I gotcha. Hang on real quick. I'm just gonna save and go on from there. Yeah, it's just untitled. Okay, I gotcha. So yeah, honestly, speaking, no, you're right. I'll try, cause no, you're right. Cause my bad. I didn't talk about the the story in critical detail for 7, because it's like 7, and specifically Dynasty Warriors Xtreme Legends as well. Like 5 is like technically the story is as like you are kind of like a blank slate soldier, and again, like I was saying, you can create a character, and after that story mode is done, you can use the character and all the other modes like scenario mode and all that, except I think maybe not the like the arcade-ish bonus modes. But yeah, like so yeah, Dynasty Warriors 5, you start off as a kind of a blank slate soldier. You kind of rise through the ranks. Again, it's like they have good ideas. Again, it's just I gotcha. My bad. Now that I think about it, maybe I've been kind of just glossing over a lot of things, why I think the game is good, but now that you mention it, going forward, I should be more thorough with talking about a game. Specifically, I know it's like I wanted to bring up a couple other themes next time, and but anyway, so yeah, going to go forward, yeah, I think Dynasty Warriors 5 is good. Again, again, the story is soldier blank slate. You kind of rise through the ranks. It's kind of cool. You pick a mentor as well. So it's one of the famous characters, or one of the normally selectable characters. You can learn strategies like set fires to forts and all that. Do kinds of like subterfuge and stuff. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like if you ever heard of the game Kingdom Under Fire, it was made by a Korean group, and right. No, you're right. I'll talk about Dynasty Warriors 7, and then we'll go from there. What was I gonna say? But then again, unfortunately, the story mode is kind of short because you only have 5 stages again. Dynasty Warriors 7 is great too because they give a more comprehensive look of the story. They even cover character deaths, which is great / crazy because they used to say a lot for like the Dynasty Warriors like galleries and stuff. They say some of the timelines. They would say, oh, this when this character like technically died, and they do that in Dynasty Warriors 7. They like for the blue group Way or whatever, they have something where or they have a lot of scenarios where it's like you would play the character and then the next cutscene they'd be like, oh no, Deanne Way died that time, and then they go on from there. They have and then I think it's like at the end of the Way campaign they have a guy, I think his name is Xiaohu Wan or whatever, and he's like the cousin or to Xiaohu Dun or whatever, the guy with the eye patch, and he dies when he faced off against one of the I can't even remember the green side right now. I remember Wei is blue, Wu is red, and Shu is green. There we go, Shu's green. But yeah, so it's like they actually have cutscenes for like characters' deaths and all that. So it's kind of semi-impressive that like they actually started to have a cohesive story starting up. And then after you beat all the storylines, they have another one called Shu, or not Shu. It's called, I think, Jean, and it's kind of the story about how it's like after all these, three major factions battled out amongst themselves for so many years. Jean was the brainchild of Sima Yi or whatever, and he kind of unified China and made the collaborated all of China under one rule. So it's nice that they like they did a significant story for 7 as well. So other than that, I think the only other thing I was going to say is I like Dynasty Warriors, or I like most Dynasty Warriors, including a lot of the spin-offs. Probably I would say Warriors Orochi 3 would probably be my favorite. Warriors Orochi 4, it was okay. I liked it, but Warriors Orochi 3, I like and dislike. Like because you can get Jinchio and some other characters really relatively early on. Also, Warriors Orochi 3 is really weird because again they add a lot of characters from Koei's and Team Ninja's other franchises. Like you'll have like the guy from Ninja Gaiden, Ryu Hayabusa, and you'll have, and I don't know what kind of deal they made, but you have like Sophitia from Soul Calibur, and you'll have like Joan of Arc from their Bladestorm franchise, so it's kind of funny. But also I don't like Warriors Orochi 3. This is a really minor one because they gave Jinchio her husband or whatever, and I even looked up that's the only thing I can find is a Wikipedia page about her. But she like hated her husband. I don't know why they did. They added the character. So I really disliked Muneshige Tachibana. So that was one of the things I was just like, why though? But yeah, Warriors Orochi 3 is like funky because it has so many like other characters from other franchises. Warriors Orochi 4 does not have that same thing. They don't have other characters from their other franchises. They just have Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, and again they have weird mythological figures like Zeus and Achilles, or Achilles that's from another one of their franchises, but they have again like they have Zeus and Athena and Odin and Loki and yeah, it's weird. I think it's like the latest one, Warriors Orochi like 4 Ultimate or whatever. They added like Gaia and Hades, and it gets just crazier from there. And yeah, all that. Anyway, Um. So, how do we raid Shrimpy? I don't know how we go about that. Do I just like do I have to go on the Twitch right now, like Twitch website, and just click this person to raid, or I mean I could just look it up on Google now I think about it. In fact, I'll do that. I'll screen cap again just in case. And just isolate that. Sure. How do we go about rating Trippy? Do I? Oh wait, my bad. I should have just looked it up. I'll go do that. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. I gotcha. Let's search for somebody to raid. Who should we look for? Oh, that's a big question. Should we look for somebody in Call of Duty, or Destiny, or Among Us? Hey, talk shows and podcasts, we're there. I that's the thing, I only have like well no, you're right. I'll just I'll get this over with and I'll raid